What's the deal? What's the deal? This your boy, Battle Rap Chuck 92. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Chilla Jones. Chilla Jones. You most definitely beat K Shine. No doubt. You did. You did. But I don't want to just talk about I just don't want to just make it seem like I'm talking to Chilla Jones. I'm talking to to the URL and to J Black as well. Chilla Jones battle wasn't debated or anything. He beat somebody that has, been, that was basically undefeated last year, right? So, with this whole situation, as far as like with the Kid Chaos, like Chilla Jones thing, as far as like what Surf and K Shine was telling Chilla Jones, it's just okay. I beat K Shine, and the next thing you know, I go back. You know what I'm saying, down this way. No disrespect to Kid Chaos, because Kid Chaos is fire. I like Kid Chaos. I do. But the fact that you did take out K Shine, and you want Lux, go for Lux. And if not Lux, go for the others that you're trying to go against. Cause I'm watching Prime Time, and Smack is basically telling Chilla Jones like, yeah, but I love to see you and Kid Chaos though. And it's basically like, yeah, get this dude right here a shot. Give one of my young gunners a shot. And to the point where Smack could be low key going for his young gunners, which is cool. Which is cool. But I just feel like they could do that with like a Chilla Jones. They could tell him to do this and do that. And you could like look at Chilla Jones as a nice guy. You could look at him as a nice guy. So why wouldn't they pressure him to go against Kid Chaos? They all up in his ear. And then next thing you know, go to J Black page, his YouTube thing. He said Chilla Jones and Kid Chaos could be better than Chilla Jones versus Loaded Lux. Now, with the manipulation of certain things, I know people is gonna say, especially people like, like a J Black or maybe anybody else would say, oh, Kid Chaos been fire up in these rooms. He been fire up in these rooms constantly. Lux last performance was against Surf, right? Lux last, well, not last good performance, but his last battle was Surf, and we know how that went. Kid Chaos is very, very good up in these small rooms, and it's and the whole situation with Jay Black and the URL, and it's crazy because I like to like, don't get me wrong, because I don't mind looking at some of Jay Black blogs. I don't mind looking at smack battles, but I just know what it is. So it's like, yeah, let's promote this Kid Chaos and Chilla Jones. Let's promote this instead of as far as who I want, who I really, really want, who y'all claim is the pen god. Let me go get him. Is Kid Chaos capable of beating Chilla Jones? Yeah, but I think Chilla Jones have more of a better chance to beat a Kid Chaos. But like I said though, my whole thing is if you've been calling out Kid Chaos, they not gonna stop knocking on your door. They're gonna keep knocking. Unlike Lux, it's like, oh yeah, he said he don't want to do it. We'll see. Knock one time. But then when you knock on their door, it's like, okay, well, so what if I beat such and such? You might get him. So that's the whole thing with that, man. He takes out K-Shine. He gets he had a Monday night caffeine where they recap the volume 7. He talks about what he wants to do with, what he want to do with his like career now. And then when I was like listening to Chilla Jones, I'm like, he basically still want to battle Kid Chaos. But I really, really just hope you just sit down and just really, really just get what you really, really want. I think you want Lux more than Kid Chaos. I think you do. I think you do. And if you do, go for it. And that's my whole point of this blog. And I know what it is. Then when you go on there, you got Smack saying, yeah, but I'd like to see you and Kid Chaos though. Then a couple of days later, Jay Black, he puts out Kid Chaos versus Chilla Jones. Could be a better battle than Loaded Lux and Chilla Jones. you know. So that's how they gonna do you. So you better be careful as far as how you move out here, Chilla Jones, because you bigger than you have ever been. You bigger than you have ever been. All right. This your boy Battle Rap Chuck 92. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. I basically can't wait until you are the champion of the year, sir. Gone.